Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at war horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improved communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at war horses, you're family, and families solve problems together.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
I can feel this in my ears. What is happening?
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Let's try some new intro music today. Turn the camera on. How about that? I don't even know where I came into contact with this. Kind of makes your head want to explode. I have no idea where that came from. It happened probably sometime last week. What's going on, everybody? My name is KOZ. Up there is Pooky, and this is WTF Nation Radio's presentation of Friday Night Freedom. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Today is the first day of March 2024. Here we are in March already. You know, it's... I always talk about, time's just flying by. It's March already. Dude, it was 94 degrees here last week.
Yes, all that. I was like, that's batshit crazy.
And Colleen, oh my God, I'm gonna do something very unprofessional. I saved this screenshot. Let me grab this really quick. That one. This was Colleen, Texas. On February 26th, Colleen hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the hottest day in the lower 48.
Fuck that.
I know, right? That's nuts, dude. That's crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was 94 here, which was, the temperature had been creeping up. But dude, when I saw 100 degrees in Colleen, I'm like, oh my God, my Fort Hood brothers and sisters are just baking. Because, it's still considered wintertime, so, the uniform of the day is probably winter BDUs they don't have BDUs now, but I don't know, the sleeves down.
No, they're running around in shorts and t-shirts, PTs.
I don't know. Maybe the rules have changed since we've left the service, but I don't know. Back in the day, it's still winter, so the heater was still on in the barracks. There's no AC. And winter PT uniform, so we'd wear the sweats with the jacket, shed the jacket when we run. Yeah.
And first sergeant would be like, "Shut it all down."
Right. Yeah, because everyone's in that soup. Oh my gosh. So Drew says 65 in New York is craziness. Yeah, man, that's warm, especially out there. But then just a couple of days ago, we dipped back into the 20s and 30s here in Texas. I'm in north central Texas. So, 20s and 30s is usually a good winter. 50s for a high, drops down into the 20s to 30s at night is not unexpected. I've not run my heater very much at all this winter. I actually, I turned, on that day that it turned 94 degrees, the heat in my house was, starting to creep up a little bit. So I ended up turning on my AC in February. That's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about it. But then I talked to my daughters, and they're just, they're up in Montana. They're having enough winter for like everybody. But it's on the mountain there. They only have 36 inches or so of snowpack. They've had about 90 inches of snowfall this year. So it's not a lot. They don't have a lot of snow up there. There's actually hazards on the mountain that say watch out for, bare ground or brush or something like that. But it'll snow. It'll get down, the temperature will drop down. It'll snow. They'll get like a foot or two of snow, and then it'll be 40, 50 degrees for a week or two. It's just nuts, man. These weather patterns are nutty, and I still don't buy into okay, I've never not bought into global warming, but I think it's a cyclical thing. I don't think it's because I'm driving a gas-powered fucking car and I have a gas lawnmower and I barbecue a lot and, all that other stuff. I don't think it's a man-made... I don't think humans can do some destructive shit, but I really don't think that humans are the cause of it. So, this climate deniers and shit like that, I don't buy into that. I think I've always thought, the Earth's, the weather patterns are cyclical and shit like that. It's just, it comes and it goes. It's not because, it's not because we're barbecuing or we have gas stoves or whatever, or because I use, a power generated from a coal plant as opposed to a solar panel or a wind turbine. Yeah, Baconator, we were, and now it's going to get, it'll be warm this week. It'll get
80s, and then it cooled off a little bit the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I keep a window unit, like just blowing cold air in because the computer gets hot. So I like it kind of like meat cooler in here. And the other day I woke up, it was 80 degrees outside. I'm like, what's going on?
It's nuts. This has been an uncharacteristic winter, and now we're heading into spring, and now I get to worry about. And I don't know what the spring weather. Normally, it's cold, and Colorado and that area is pushing cold air down into Texas, but the Gulf of Mexico is pushing warm moisture up, and that's when we get our springtime storms and tornadoes and this, that, and the other. I don't know if we're going to get that this year because there's not going to be that temperature difference. And, the winter's not going to be fighting against summer because it's been pretty warm down here. So we've got fires, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Texas is burning. So I've got some I say cool photos. They're photographs, but it's just, it's, I don't know. Wildfires happen all the time. When the wind picks up, when it's as dry as it is, and it always is, there's always a wildfire warning, wildfire threat, and it doesn't take much. A lightning strike or someone flicking a cigarette butt out the window or, a train passing by and sparking off a fire. That happens. That's how most of the wildfires happen. Either someone flicking a cigarette butt out the window, lightning strike or trains. So anyway, how you been, dude? You're going through a little bit of weather right now. You got some stuff down to your south.
Yeah, we had storms rolling through the other day. It's either this is the thing. This is what messes me up. Is it gets hot then cold, hot then cold, hot then cold.
Mm-hmm.
I am like, keep it steady for me because if it gets like super cold, I adjust to it. I'm fine. But if it's like super cold, then it's 80 degrees the next day, which has happened. Everything gets jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sinuses, my respiratory. I can't breathe. I'm like chugging water. I'm dead. But. No, I mean, I think we got some storms rolling in tonight. Last I checked, some pretty severe storms rolling in here in maybe an hour or so.
Yeah, it's just I was because right before, and that's why we're a little bit late today. Pookie had a little bit hard time waking up his machine, his TRS-80.
Yeah.
Yeah, monitors wouldn't come on, so he's here now. But we as soon as you said that, I'm like, well, crap. I wonder what the storms are like out there. And I looked. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's some stuff out there on the East Coast.
The wind is what knocked it out today because I guess we had like a cold front move in last night, and then a warm front moved in today, and it's just been wind, and I was just sitting in the house. I'm sitting on my phone. I'm watching TikTok videos, and all of a sudden I realize the house is really quiet. And I look up, and it's dark in the house. Oh, the power went out. All right. And I didn't think of anything until probably about maybe an hour ago. It was like, start the computer up. And I started it up, and I come back, and nothing's working. I'm like, no.
Oh, God. But you're in the part of the country where they don't bury power lines and stuff like that.
No,
it's everything's above ground.
Yeah, I still can't. It was like Hurricane Alley, and we don't bury power lines. Can't wrap my brain around it, but whatever.
Yeah. They. Even in my house, I guess maybe this house that I'm in went through some kind of modification or upgrade or something happened in this house. But all the power lines that go to this house, my house was built in '84. Back in that time, all the power ran over, from poles to houses. This house is unlike any of the other houses. Maybe they had a fire. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something happened and they had to rebuild where the power enters the house. But that it's all under the earth, subterranean. But all the other houses, everything, all the power goes through a weatherhead, and
that's the way it goes into my house. I got a power pole. Line comes into the pipe, down into the house, and I'm like, why? I'm just waiting for a tree to just...
Oh, I know. We had some of that last night. Last spring, we had a bunch of, a lot of wind, and we got power lines that running through these trees that have been growing for 30 years, and it finally knocked out power. So 3 o'clock in the morning, there's a chainsaw crew out there just lopping off everything. Yeah. It happens. You got to take the good with the bad. So I saw something, and I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know if you have seen anything about this, but a lot of folks do gig work, right?
Oh yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Uber and food deliveries and the Grubhubs and things like that. I think effective next week. It says, the headline said Biden is ruining this, that, and the other for like 80 million Americans. And I'm like, wow, show's about to start. I can't digest all of this information and form an opinion. But just from what I read, it's affecting gig workers, which is, the side hustles. He's essentially, it says on the headline, it says Joe Biden makes gig workers illegal. I'm like, oh no, that's probably not what's happening. But it's not making them illegal, but it is requiring them to actually be considered employees of whatever company that they're working for, which makes the businesses subject to minimum wage requirements, benefits,
Social Security.
Yeah. They're going to take taxes out. So you stop being a 1099 employee or a 1099 employee, and then you're actually getting a W-2.
Yeah, 1099. I think.
Now, are they doing that because they care for gig workers, or is it because they want to get their tax money?
They need to send more money to Ukraine, is what it is. Never mind.
Oh my God! And I was going to pull the meme, man. It says like, here's one person that's not worried about making rent or buying groceries, and it was a picture of Zelensky.
I don't want to get into that.
I know. I love Ukraine. I support Ukraine. I just don't. There are so many things that can be addressed or fixed or remedied or mitigated in the United States with the monies that are just flowing freely into Ukraine. I'm not saying that Ukraine doesn't need assistance. I don't think they need all of the assistance that they're getting from the United States. I think everybody ought to up the ante a little bit, put a little bit more skin in the game. Let's divide this by the multitude of nations. Let's take the burden off of the people here, man. I mean, look at the.
Just look at California, prime example. California.
Oh, there's another story that I have like a paragraph of information on, but Panera Bread is exempt, and others, but Panera Bread is exempt from the $20 minimum wage. Because the owner there was a contributor to Gavin Newsom, sure. It's really a bad. It's a bad precedent to form an opinion based on a headline and like the first paragraph is so horrible.
I would not believe it.
So oh my gosh, yeah, there's so much.
For a reason.
So I don't know. Are humans writing headlines or is it AI? Or and they've always done that. Anymore. They've always done that for a long time. They've written headlines to entice you to read a story, but then people will read the headline and they'll form an opinion based on that headline.
It's clickbait. Keywords, phrases. I don't know. I've seen some crazy shit this week, and so I'm just like, especially with like Chat GDP nowadays, you can't believe 99% of the shit you're hearing. So
it's like everything I read, I've got to see it from more than one source. So I'll find something, I'll read it, I'll digest it, I'll understand it, but then I'll try to find that same information in several other places that aren't written with the same verbiage.
That's why, like, owning a VPN when I had a VPN was great because, like, media sources in the States, okay, I'm stuck on this, like, I guess, narrative.
Yep.
So I would just be like, fuck it, and just, like, jump to South Korea, Japan, Ireland, and any of these countries, and I would pull the same headline up, and it would be 180 degrees different.
Or it's just different. It's told in a different way. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I don't know. We're getting gaslighted. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, and that's definitely true because I can see that because I'll search something and then the next thing I know, like later in the day, I'll be going through. I don't do the TikTok thing, but I'll go through Instagram, and it's like all the ads. Like I've been looking for a bed. I want to get rid of my bed. Now it's like every other ad is a fucking mattress of this, that, or the other on Instagram.
It's like a ongoing chat in my joke in my house is we got one of those Alexa Echoes sitting there.
Oh my gosh, that bitch is paying attention to you.
Well, no, but every now and then we will just like start like talking about some random off the wall, like whatever, like, hey, we're looking to buy a new truck, and all of a sudden, all the weird ads that show up in a mailbox the next, like within a week, like.
Well, have you ever had Alexa chime in on a conversation that you're having with somebody else? Here's what I found.
No, the goo. I don't want to say the word, the G word behind me, and I got to be very careful about if I say. Because I've said it during the middle of, and some people have been swatted because of that crap. I'm in the middle of playing a game.
No.
Drop some, and all of a sudden you just say something and it activates it. And the next thing you know is, especially with that stupid emergency alert system they got. I don't know if you've seen ads for
I
that.
have not.
Yeah, they got this like, I fell down. I've fallen and I can't get up kind of shit. And it's listening to that kind of crap. And it's alerting and a lot of these streamers are starting to get swatted by their own device.
Because they're talking shit. Of course they're talking shit. They're playing a game. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yep.
Oh God.
Boop. Alert the police.
That's messed up. Hey, before we get any deeper into the show, I just want to let you know that I think we're back up to full strength now. Ice is coming back. So our shows kind of look like this week. On Sundays, the Sports Bar. Monday is the Monday edition. Pop Culture Warrior comes at you on Tuesday. Smoke Pit on Wednesday. Sergeant's Time is back on Thursday. And then Friday Night Freedom is on Friday, except for not Friday because it's my off Friday. So I get the crying liberal weenie in on that no-show day. So that's it. But this week for Thursday on Sergeant's Time, oh my gosh, I read this earlier, and it's not hose, it's HOTS. HOTS and COTS, developed by veterans. HOTS and COTS was born as a community-driven project within the Army subreddit community. Developed by active military personnel and veterans passionate about improving the quality of life for service members. HOTS and COTS is a trusted community for service members to post reviews on DFACs and barracks anonymously. Yes! It's Yelp for Army life, dude.
Yes, about time. Shit. No?
I love this idea. I think it is fantastic. They are all about the anonymity of the contributor. So
put that DPW on blast.
Hell,
please.
Yes, but
please.
I don't want them to just dogpile. What I want them to do is, tell the good with the bad. The good with the bad. There's good defects. There's good barracks. There's good everything's on every installation. Everything doesn't suck. All the VAs don't suck. Maybe your VA sucks. Maybe it's just it's an old VA, or maybe it's in a very a busy metropolitan area and there's not another one nearby. Every VA doesn't suck. Every barracks doesn't suck. I mean, mine did.
I don't know.
It wasn't bad. It was all. I didn't have
us-
mold issues. I at Hood. I just had. I was in 6 Cav, so we had the
Hood.
starships.
Hood. No, yeah. Well, I was at the starships. There, no problem at the starships because they were more modern. But I was like 16th, was it 16th and fucking battalion, like those old ass barracks and mold everywhere. I'd go to the field, come back, and there'd be black mold all over my fridge and shit.
Oh, in the
All over my
replacement.
sheets.
In the
Yeah.
replacement detachment, man, there was like, Private Joe Snuffy deploying for World War II, fucking carved into the walls, man. Damn. But yeah, I mean, everything doesn't suck. But
Bragg, Smoke Bomb Hill, when I was there back in 2008, 2007, mold. It's still to this day, there's mold at Smoke Bomb Hill. I'm like, oh yeah, you fix shit.
I don't get where the mold comes from. I mean, I know how mold is made, but is it the way that the buildings are constructed that mold just?
It's poor ventilation.
It's in housing.
It's poor ventilation. Poor ventilation is what it boils down to.
Open a
It's
fucking
like,
window.
Well, here's the thing: is like there's barracks policies at the Hood where like I would like love to leave like certain times of the year I would leave my barracks door open and my window open, but CQ would come by and be like, "You gotta lock this shit. Someone can jump in your window.
Someone can crawl up 4 floors and get into
Yeah.
the fucking room."
Someone's getting by the CQ desk and they're gonna harm you and steal your shit. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just leaving it open because I want fresh air. God forbid.
The only one that
God
gets through.
forbid.
The only one that gets through the CQ desk is that Dependa from fucking Name That
Or
Club
this-
downtown.
Or this random stripper just walks by and no one says anything.
Oh man, no strippers in the barracks. Isn't that one of the rules?
Hey, they had barracks rules. Do we adhere to them? Probably not 99% of the time. So it's,
We're all adults here, and that's going to turn a barracks into a frat house. So yeah, we got the guest here on Thursday this week, and I'm happy to have Ice back. I am so happy to have Ice back, man.
Hots and Cots is what you called it, right?
Hots and Cots, not Hose and Cots. Every time I've read it, it's right there. Hots and Cots. It's spelt correctly, and I just said Hose and Cots. It's not hose. It's hots. Hots and
like
Cots.
3 hots.
3 hots and a cot. Yeah,
I got you. So is it an app that you can download?
they have an app.
I don't know. Is it? I thought you said it was an app you could download on. I'm curious because I just want to look at this.
Or it's
Now, if they had an app, that'd be dope as shit, right?
Dude. All right, damn it. Fuck it.
Army
Fuck it, we'll do
leadership.
it.
Army leadership done lose their mind. I don't want to get into it too much, but
Well, dude, they have a poop app in San Francisco. You can.
yeah, the whole city's brown. I got you.
Yes, there's an app on the Apple Store.
It's an
Your
app,
platform
all right.
for quality living in the military. Hots and Cots. Elevate.
It's
your
only
military.
on the Apple Store though.
Well, it says Apple Store. Is it? I don't know if it's available for Android. Empowering soldiers embark on the revolutionary. I don't want to click on Apple. 3 hots and a cot. Homeless veterans.
If they have a website, I'd like to check that out.
Well, they're a subreddit on.
So it's called. It's a
Army.
subreddit. Is called Hot.
It's called R. It's on. Okay, r/Army. So it's hots and cots.
So you got the regular Army Reddit, but underneath it is
Underneath it is
called
Hots and Cots. Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing this down. I gotta check this. Shit.
Yep. Now on the it's on the App Store, on Google Play, and on Apple. So if you are active and if you do stay in the barracks and you do partake in the DFAC, download the app. It's probably free and it's anonymous.
Dude, I wish we had shit like that when I was.
Dude, we didn't even have cell phones. We had cell phones probably.
Smartphones became a thing while I was in the. We had the old Nokia kind of like, all right,
But based, everything I see on WTF on U.S. Army WTF moments, it's always like here it's always like all the communication is through smartphones. I don't think that I would give anybody my fucking phone number.
So we had like a old like I say a corporal living in the barracks, and he had a landline, and he was said, if you gotta get hold of me, get hold of me on the landline, and he had it go straight to like his like messenger, like remember the old like voice recorder or whatever the fuck they called them,
voicemail,
the
answering machine.
The answering machine.
No. God, with an actual cassette.
Yes, he had it set up like that because he was like, screw this, I'm sick of getting called all the time. So if I'm out of the barracks, you're just, hey, call, I'll get back to you when like holy shit.
Yeah, Baconator. I had a flip phone. It was a Sprint flip phone. It wasn't, one of those you don't carry that bag with the battery in it. It was, it was that big. It was huge.
Right? The Razor, or you had like the big,
no, it was the big flip phone. You'd fold it down, and that would be the speaker, and then you'd have the touchpad. And if you don't send text messages because you spent 10 cents a text message.
Or like, hey, call me back after peak time.
Yeah, peak. Off-peak calls were free. So I mean, or the this is
Call me back after 7. I can't afford this shit. I'm out of minutes.
I'm out of minutes. You'd get you'd pay. I'd get like 300 minutes a month, and it was expensive as shit.
This comment has been deleted by Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, Jack, what did you say, brother? That's hilarious, man. Let me see what's been going on, man. We had Leap Day. Do you have anybody that has anybody that's got a Leap birthday or a Leap anything?
Like an old acquaintance from way back in the day. She was born on a leap year.
So she's like 8 now or something.
I don't know how that works. Yeah, maybe like 16. I don't know.
Every 4 years is one. So it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So yesterday was the 29th, Leap Day, where an estimated 5 million people celebrate a birthday that comes around every 4 years. Apparently, Elmo ruined it on Twitter or X.
Elmo needs to stay off of X.
All of the replies that I read were extremely critical of the post, and some were fucking brutal. And one even called the Elmo post demonic. Look at that, dude.
Elmo needs to stay off X. Last time.
That just ruins.
Yes. Or that "How's everyone doing?" post. I don't know if you've seen that one. Oh my god, that spawned a whole bunch of emotional trauma.
I spend exactly 0 minutes on X only because I've been banned so many times.
Are you sure you're not unbanned yet? You got the new management.
That old profile is still, I can't get in. So I have another one that I have, and I pay attention. If I see a story that says, "Hey, on Twitter this happened," I'll go to Twitter to where that happened. But I don't contribute anything. I just consume. I don't post anything. And it's not because I'm butthurt. It's just, if I say something stupid, then I'm just going to get banned again.
I'm surprised I haven't been banned yet.
So anyway, Elmo just wanted to wish you a happy leap year. So I think Radar got married. Radar got married on a leap year. So I think he said.
That's smart, dude. That is intelligent. That is like top tier intelligence. You only have to worry about your anniversary every 4 years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So you can forget it. No, but then you're more susceptible to forgetting about it.
Yeah, but it's a leap year, and you hear a leap year, like, oh shit, anniversary. Keep that programmed in your brain as like leap year this year is like crap. That's my anniversary. You don't have to worry about it once every week. That's like top tier top tier thinking there. That's like playing like 4D chess shit, huh?
Well, but that's kind of why I'm scarred for like Valentine's Day. Because my now ex-wife, she asked me for a divorce on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, screw Valentine's.
Which was, I don't know if that was planned, but that's just fucked up.
Yeah, fuck that. That's a dumb holiday. Make a bunch of people depressed for no reason.
Yeah, the flower sellers need something to do.
Sell some cars, some chocolate, flowers. 1-800-Flowers needs their business.
So what about Wendy's? You ever eat at Wendy's?
Oh, dear Lord, don't even get into this.
Oh, come on. We have to.
Nah, yeah. I used to like Wendy's until I walked into one time and I was like, this is appalling. I used to think Wendy's was like at the level of like Chick-fil-A. Like every time I'd walk into one, everything's clean, everything looks nice. And then when the pandemic happened, I walked into one, I was like, it looked like full blown like anarchy going on. He walked into a Mad Max. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it.
Mad Max in a fast food restaurant.
Yes.
What's weird is, Wendy's. You know, I don't eat any one place a lot of times. I'm not a regular anywhere. Maybe except for not Jimmy John's, but Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Dude, I would buy a Jersey Mike's just to have people make sandwiches for me.
What is your favorite Jersey Mike sandwich?
Number 17. A medium number 17, add mayonnaise. That's just the regular Philly cheesesteak sandwich. And I'm the kind of person that will find something and I'm gonna beat that horse until it's dead, and then some more. So I'll go and I'll get the a medium number 17 on white, all the peppers and whatnot. Add mayonnaise, cut it in half. That's my go-to. If I need to have something for dinner, I'll get like a ham and cheese sandwich. I forget what number it is.
Jersey Mike's. Now I gotta look up. I can't remember the menu number. I order all the time. It's the original Italian, the cold cut. Huh?
You get it Mike's way with all the vinegar stuff on it. The vinegar splash.
I leave it. The only thing I add to it extra is the banana peppers. I don't want jalapeno peppers. Give me just the sweetness of the banana peppers. Perfect every time.
Okay, I've got two stories for you. One's based on Captain Wayne Baconator's comment, and another one is on Holly's. Baconator, I'll give their chili 2 thumbs up. I read a story like a month and a half ago, a guy that entered a chili making contest, and all he did was he went and bought a bunch of containers of
Firehouse?
Freaking Wendy's chili.
No shit.
And he added Frank's red hot sauce.
Oh dear Lord.
He ended up winning it. That is like the best story ever. I love that. And Holly, she says, I will forever dip my fries into my Frosty. I love Frosties. I love the vanilla ones. I love the chocolate ones even more.
I got strawberry Frosty.
Ooh. But as soon as there's a guy on fucking Instagram. He might be on TikTok. It might be one of those things that filtered down to Instagram. But he does a really good presentation of, hey, these guys pissed me off. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be bad if someone released the recipes for all this? And then he'd like, I've got this recipe book.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
exactly
this guy is awesome. And he's like, oh, it's just, you take some chocolate milk and you put in some what the fuck is that? I don't have the recipe in front of me, but he'll rattle off all the ingredients, which are common ingredients. And he's like, yeah, it would be pretty bad if someone released that information. It's awesome, dude. This guy, he floats out all of the recipes, like at Olive Garden that everybody loves. The Alfredo sauce at Olive Garden, he knows the recipe for that, and he posts all that shit. Even Wendy's, he's like, hey, the spicy chicken sandwich. Here's how you make the spicy chicken sandwich. This is good for 4 chicken breasts. And he just spills everything. He's awesome.
Yep. I know exactly who you're talking about. He's big on TikTok. So
And it's cool how he prefaces the structure of his videos is so cool because he's 99% of the time he's veterans usually do their TikToks from the truck or the cab of their car or their truck. He's in a bathroom,
busted into his bathroom, and he's always like coming through like, hey.
And I've seen him do some stuff in the kitchen. Like he has a hack, not a hack. Is it a hack? Yeah, it's a hack for Totino's Pizza Bites. Ooh. You melt butter, put garlic in it, put a bunch of Italian seasoning, and then you pour that over the pizza bites after they come out of the air fryer. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, the dude's like 26, and he's filming from his bathroom. That's exactly who it is. So, Holly, that same guy has the recipe for Frosties. And it's identical. It's awesome.
It's a soft serve. I could do that with my ice cream machine.
But it's not soft serve though. It is chocolate milk, and it is not evaporated milk, but sweetened condensed milk, which prevents it from freezing, even though it's been in the freezer for fucking a week.
Gotcha.
And then he has like one or two other things that gets added to it, and that's it. It's delicious. It's spot on. Oh, it's whipped cream, chocolate milk, and sweetened condensed milk. You mix it all together in whatever ratio he calls out, and it can be in the freezer forever, and it'll never be solid like an ice cube. It's delicious.
Mike's down with the original Italian Jersey Mike's. That's the Jimmy Jam right there. I'm telling you.
Do you ever get it Mike's way with the vinegar and oil and whatnot?
Yeah, they'll just do it. Just the way they have it set up on there, vinegar, oil. I don't add anything extra to it except for banana peppers. Like the way it is on the menu, I say I want the number. I think it's a number 11. I can't remember what it is when I walk in there, but I say I just want that. Throw some banana peppers on there. They always ask, "Do you want it toasted or get the hell out of here? I want full cut."
So anyway, the reason for this segment or this story was Wendy's got blasted in the news a little bit. So early in February, Wendy's CEO Kirk Tanner told investors that starting as early as 2025, Wendy's would begin testing features including, quote, dynamic pricing and day part offerings. Dynamic pricing refers to surge pricing based on demand, especially during peak hours of the day. Many people associate it with shifting airline ticket prices on how ride-sharing services like Uber adjusts its busy times. Of course, people lost their minds, like everyone does on the internet, calling it price gouging. I personally don't care. I love Dave's Double from time to time, but I can live without it, and I already know how to make their Frosties. So Wendy's backtracked, saying in a statement that on Reuters on Wednesday that it would not raise prices when our customers are visiting us the most. Its initiative is to add digital menu boards to certain stores, and that would allow Wendy's to offer discounts to customers more easily. And they're also going to be implementing AI on their menu boards. And they want to be able to offer customers more discounts on us during slower times of the day. Wendy's also claimed that the menu boards would provide more flexibility to change the display of the featured items, saying that the comments were misconstrued in media reports. So they blame the media for reporting what was said. And they're not going to. They say that there is no plan to raise the prices. But, we have no, they're not lying. They're not lying. I don't plan to run for president. And you've probably heard, that too from politicians. I don't plan to run for president. Next thing you know, there's an exploratory committee and so forth is running for president. Oh, Ken, I love some Wendy's, man. Dave's Double is my go-to burger. Every once in a while, like if I'm feeling a little more healthy, I'll try the deep fried chicken sandwich because, it's chicken and it's more healthy allegedly. So everyone was losing their mind based on, the words that this CEO said. And I think it might have been the words that he said or the way that he phrased, certain. He didn't say surge. He said dynamic pricing.
He's not the only CEO right now that's in a fucking shit ton of.
But McDonald's said there was some crap that I saw, of course, on the internet that was talking about the audacity of McDonald's to charge $18 for a Big Mac meal.
$4 or $5 now for a double cheeseburger. It's getting
so
crazy.
I immediately I'm like, this is bullshit. I've got to go to the bank after work anyway. There's a McDonald's next door. After I get out of the bank, I'm going to go to McDonald's, and I'm totally prepared to say, fuck you, I ain't paying that, and then drive off. Because it's got one of those drive-thrus that you can actually get out of after you order. So I was prepared. So I went there, and I'm like, in my most adult voice, I said I would like a Big Mac meal, a large size with a Coke. And they said that'll be $8.20. And I said, okay, thank you very much. And I pulled forward and I got my food. I was fully prepared for them to say $18 and something. So I'm thinking that $18 thing is...
It's a regional thing.
It's either a West Coast or an East Coast thing. It's got to be a New York or California or an LA thing.
The big thing that I noticed going through McDonald's, especially Taco Bell the other day, I saw it, is like you cruise up, the way they have their stupid digital signs set up, you start cruising up and you see a deal on the meal, but as soon as you roll up, they bring that menu up, like what your order is, and they block out deals. And it blows my mind because I've seen it multiple times, not even in like my state. I've seen it in Texas where you roll up and all the deals disappear, and you're like, "What was that deal? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the deal on the app?" Huh? Like, these digital screens are getting ridiculous. That's all I gotta say.
So what I'm thinking is since they're going to be doing since Wendy's has opted to go towards the digital menu boards, and he mentioned he specifically said implementing AI to be able to offer deals. They're going to see your car. They're going to scan your license
or
plate,
phone.
your license plate.
If you have the app on the phone too, they'll know you're pulling up.
Right.
So,
and they'll alter that menu board to cater to you.
Like that.
Shit's getting smart, man.
I don't like that though, because like, every now and then you like look at the menu and you're like, oh, I forgot that Wendy's has a baked potato, and a baked potato sounds really good, and you just they're screwing themselves.
Every once in a while, I'd go to. I used to work at the Cat West Show Bar in Clarksville, Tennessee. Well, it was Hopkinsville, but I'd get back on post. And I would go to Burger King, usually grab not a big, what's it called on Burger King?
Whopper?
A Whopper.
Yeah.
I'd grab a Whopper, fries, drink, go back to the barracks, eat it, go back to sleep, or go to sleep. I every once in a while, I would go and grab a salad, dude. Fucking Burger King had awesome salads.
McDonald's used to have awesome salads.
I'd like to have that option. It's still available. I don't want to have it based on, my previous experiences at whatever restaurant.
Looking for movies on Netflix or
oh, dude, whatever. I wish I could break. I wish I could reset Netflix or YouTube is the same thing. I would like to reset YouTube and start fucking fresh.
There's a way to do it on TikTok where you go in and you just like delete everything and a reset. Problem with TikTok is you reset your algorithm, you're going to be just watching like little
Asians dancing and whatever.
Yeah, for forever until you finally rebuild that algorithm. But
and I think all of these platforms, you can erase your history there, and you're going to start from zero. I want to start from zero, but do it from my search history. I still want to follow the people that I follow, but research, like totally reset
Give me something
my.
new, like totally reset my
new. Yeah, because I see the same thing, man. Rick Beato doing.
I love a double cheeseburger. I love a double cheeseburger, but every now and then I like a fish sandwich.
Yeah,
like this,
or chicken, or something else.
I don't know. I just the way the AI, I'll say AI algorithm is going right now is. It's kind of like, oh my god, that whole fiasco with fucking Gemini, Google's Gemini. I don't know if you saw that shit. That was bad shit, crazy.
What exactly happened? I don't use AI, and I haven't used AI. I've tried to use it, and I suck at it.
It was a text. I think it was a text to image. So you say, prompt, give me George Washington. And no matter how many times, give me a historical accurate George Washington.
Okay.
No matter how many times you'd put it in there, it would be a person of color.
Oh.
And people were trying, like, everything. Like, you had, like, I guess, I don't know if it's, like, some weird thing about the AI shit nowadays is, like, everything could be generated, so you don't know what the hell anyone's talking about. But, like, I guess they did Elon Musk, and he was, an African-American man.
Well, he is an African-American man.
Well, I mean...
Fucking racist?
But, I mean, the whole system was like people were trying their damnedest to just throw a European-American on there, and it would not. It would not generate a European-American. So I think they lost like $40 million, $300 million because of this shit, the investments. Because it's like the whole algorithm...
It's so flawed.
It's woke as shit. And
well, it's like they introduced DEI to an AI.
Yes, pretty much is what it was. Yes, so you couldn't get a European American on there to save your life.
Baconator says Netflix is seriously sucking ass recently, just like Disney. Okay,
Disney.
check this out. Have you seen? And I'm on the tail end of this series, Resident Alien.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I never actually watched the whole thing. It is a funny ass show.
It's so funny, man. So the actor that's in it, I don't know his name, and I don't mean to be stepping on Pop Culture War. He talks mostly about games and stuff like that, so I'm going to actually talk about shows. Man, the actor on it was one of the actors that was in A Knight's Tale.
Yes.
Way back in the day.
Yes.
That's
Holy
that guy.
Shit. Yes.
I will fong you. You know, that guy that was all like high strung and shit. Yes. He is this guy, and he's the alien, or he's the body that the alien took over, and it is fucking great. It's such a, you're not going to get smarter from watching this at all.
It's a great show, though.
It's just a good show. It's a good show. It's not a waste of time to watch it. So it's Resident Alien on Netflix. I love it, man. It's a really good show. There's only 2 seasons, though. I don't know if it got canceled or it didn't have the, I don't know. It didn't meet the metrics and the network just canceled it or whatever. I have no idea. I think this was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Because they do drop some language every once in a while. So it wasn't a network program. But it's if you get a chance to watch Resident Alien, I highly recommend it. It's funny. You're not going to, like I said, you're not going to get smarter. You're not going to learn anything from it.
I've seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes of it, Netflix and chilling one night, and I was like, oh, this is funny as shit. This is pretty good. Never wanted to sit and watch the whole thing. I had the time to, but I'm going to have to check it out. Everyone's been talking. That's like What We Do in the Shadows. Oh my God! If you ain't seen that shit, you need to watch it.
Where can we see that?
That's Hulu.
Is that Hulu? Yeah, I don't have
Hulu. FX show. What We Do in the Shadows is by far the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Is it funny, or is it like, oh fuck, and then it's funny? Is it shocking and funny?
It's funny. It's like remember like The Office, or what was the other one? IT Crowd. I don't know if you ever seen the IT Crowd.
The Office.
Yeah, it's like written in kind of like this.
Like that kind of format.
Long.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's like at least once every like 3 or 4 episodes, like one of the cameramen gets snatched up by these vampires. And get eaten. It's great. It's great. Yes. What We Do in the Shadows, top tier.
Look at that time, dude.
We're talking pop culture shit on our show.
My name is CQ. And that's Mad Mike. When we come back, we're going to talk about Texas burning. It's break time. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, Pop Culture Warrior and Mad Mike are going to talk about Texas being on fire and shit. All right, everybody, just hang out for a couple of minutes. We're gonna take a short break and we'll be back very, very quickly. My name is KOZ, and that is actually Pooky. I didn't want to do any stolen pop culture valor.
Valor.
Okay.
No pop culture valor.
Alex Tudyk, that's the name. That's his name, man. Fucking A. All right, back in a minute.
This is WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio.
Figure it out.
All right, everybody, we are back for part 2 of Friday Night Freedom. My name is KOZ, and up there is Pooky. What's going on, everybody? We were just gonna, I guess, continue on with what we were talking about. I kind of got thrown off a little bit. My break wasn't, it didn't hit where the break should be. So now we're going to talk about like Texas burning, and we talked about that earlier about the wildfires in Texas. Mm-hmm. It is a thing that's happening. It is serious for everybody who is involved. Obviously, if you've lost your house or if you lost cattle or whatever, it is very. It sucks, and it kind of happens. I hate to say, oh, it happens every year. It like hurricanes. Hurricanes happen every year, and people's houses get fucked up and stuff. But it doesn't take away from the seriousness of these things that are happening. So check this out. I got a couple pictures. So as of today, the Texas wildfires in the Panhandle have burned nearly 1.25 million acres. Another 50,000 acres are in Oklahoma. It's killed 2 people and thousands of head of livestock. Hundreds of miles of wire will need to be replaced, the power wire, phone wire, and stuff. The Smokehouse Creek fire has consumed over 900,000 acres, and it's only 3% contained. So that's the serious one that we're looking at here. It's situated, it's north of Amarillo, and I think it's north of Pampa. If you're familiar with the area, that makes sense. If you're not, then it doesn't. But dude, that's what it looks like up there. If you look at the bottom right picture, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is 2.5, 3 hour, 4 hour drive away. And
a little bit more than that, man.
Well, no, I'm 6 hours away from Amarillo.
Okay,
I can get to Amarillo in 6 hours. Yeah, still in the same state. But the sky has been very, not overcast as clouds, but you can't see the fucking blue. And the sunsets have been amazing. Then we did have some storms roll through, but it's been just dingy outside.
That was like last year with the Canadian wildfires. For me, I was getting smog the whole way in South Carolina from Canada. Like I'd look up into the sky, just like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, so I wrote down. I said this is probably what the skies looked like when the Canadian fires were going on last year. But it's just the destruction when these fires are rolling through. That's the destruction you see, like on the left 2 pictures. But what's interesting is let me see, where's this slide here? This right here, this is a weather map. So there's Amarillo and there's Pampa. The fires are north of that, where Dumas is. But look at that. That area of precipitation is not snow. We had snow blow through this morning. That area is rain because of the fires, all that heat from the fires. It turned to fucking liquid precipitation. That's pretty crazy. It's cold as fuck and it's raining.
You want to put my tinfoil hat on?
Okay, let's put that on. Strap it on.
I don't know. There was a video. I don't know if it's like this is the thing is you can't believe everything, but apparently our great commander in chief was talking, and he said something along the lines of like the houses with the blue or the bright roofs didn't get burned or some crap, and it kind of confirmed some other conspiracy theories about Maui, like the blue shit. And people are losing their minds. I'm not spreading this information. I'm just saying this is
Wait a minute.
What I heard.
Wait a minute. Okay. When Lahaina was on fire.
Maui?
Yeah, on Maui.
Yeah.
There was a conspiracy like all the blue cars didn't get burned.
All the blue roofs didn't get burned.
All the blue cars didn't get burned. And
Oprah house was blue and it didn't catch fire. And yes.
Yeah, I don't think I can strap on a tinfoil hat that tight.
But apparently, our ye old ice cream eater, this is the best way I can put it, said something along the lines that kind of like this confirmed, like it didn't confirm anything. It was just like it just strengthened the conspiracy theory.
I don't know. I'm sure someone out there has all of his statements, all of his off script stuff, and
hey, he's healthy though.
Oh yeah, well, what did they say? Because he just went through his physical, his annual physical,
healthy,
and they said that there's nothing wrong with him. He's a healthy man, and they never mentioned his mental cognitive type stuff because we don't need to look at it.
He's a healthy 81-year-old man. That's what they said. I didn't mean to derail you on this. But
no, you didn't. I mean, I've got an aunt.
He said some shit that was like it made all the tinfoil hat guys go, "Oh, there you go." He said it out loud. Oh God!
It's like you got Leonardo DiCaprio going. Damn.
Taylor Swift talking about climate change, but then takes a 30-minute air.
Oh, dude, she flew. What the hell? They tracked her flight, like flying like less than. No, it wasn't Taylor Swift. This was a something that I saw. It showed a flight from Dallas Fort Worth Airport to Love Field. So Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is in Irving, Texas. Love Field is in Dallas. You can drive there in 20 minutes easily. Mm-hmm. This was like a 35-minute flight from Irving to Dallas, and it covered like several hundred miles. Just because you can't just go boop boop.
The Super Bowl in Vegas.
Oh my gosh! All of those flights. All of those flights coming out of Las Vegas at the end of the bowl.
Yes,
awesome.
They're like 20-minute flights. Like I'm flying from here to here, flying from here to here. Like, oh, that's great. You're telling me the Earth is burning up because I eat cows, but you're flying 20-minute flights.
I've got a gas stove. I've got a gas stove, and I've got to get rid of it, or I can't buy a new gas stove.
I gotta cook my food, but no, you can't cook food, but. I'm driving my Hummer around and got a motorcade. Nah.
Yeah, because it's never just Taylor. It's Taylor plus her friends, and then her handlers, and then her security.
All of them.
Taylor never travels in one vehicle. There's always a dozen at least. So along with all this,
her, I wouldn't.
Huh?
If I was her, I wouldn't travel.
Neither would I. Neither would I. She's like the richest pop star ever, and good for her.
Gotta have a whole entourage of like security guards and shit because of all the weird Swifties. What do they call
Oh
them?
my
Swifties?
gosh, Swifties are the fans. I don't know what the anti-Swifties are. Stalkers?
Either or.
Because she's got stalkers. She's got stalkers.
We this is like the 5th time we've talked about Taylor Swift.
And yeah, and I'm not a Swiftie, but I'm amazed at her success. Good for her. All right, so if anybody here in the audience is in the Sierra Nevada area, watch out for snow, which is coming up, man. Check this shit out. I remember this being a little bit worse last year, but it's pretty bad this year. A massive snowstorm will unload a general 6 to 10 feet of snow and bring high winds in the Sierra Nevada range throughout this weekend. The storm will not only close major roads in the passes, but it will bury and isolate communities for an extended period of time. AccuWeather meteorologists warn that the snow will fall at a rate of 4 inches per hour, while 60 to 75 mile per hour winds will create a dangerous blizzard conditions with mountainous snowdrifts.
They need it.
They do. But remember last year they had all this snow fall, and then it just piled up and piled up and piled up and piled up. And then springtime came and it melted, and all of a sudden there was floods everywhere.
Oh, well, California shouldn't have blew up all their dams and reservoirs.
So the storm will create potentially deadly travel conditions along 2 major arteries in California, which is the Donner Pass in California along Interstate 80 and segments of I-5 in Northern California to Siskiyou Summit in Southern Oregon. They're all likely to close. Motorists will become stranded, and road crews will not be able to get to the victims until the storm concludes.
Stay away from the Donner Pass, man.
Yeah, just don't. Just don't. Big old
make
don't.
a version 2. Don't make a version 2 of the Donner Pass.
So there's a picture of my daughter. That's my daughter, Annie, and that was from she got covered in that amount of snow. And this is not a related storm, but she I was texting her when it was 94 degrees here in Texas, and I said that her and my other daughter were experiencing enough winter for the both of us. She goes, here is my walk from her schoolhouse to her car. So she got covered in snow, and there's another one that has probably 2 inches of snow on top of her car. She was in class for 2 hours, and there was like probably 2 inches of snow on her car. So she's not a weather girl, but there she is. That's my kid. The eclipse. You're not going to see shit for the eclipse.
No, I'm actually going to get to see a good portion of it, like 80 to 90%. Huh?
Let me see.
It's either 80, 70.
You are in the 70% range.
Okay. I thought it was like 80 or 90%. But
in between 70 and 80. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on April 8th of this year, parts of North America will plunge into temporary daytime darkness as the moon passes in front of the sun. The total solar eclipse will cross North America, passing over Mexico, United States, and Canada. The solar eclipse will begin over the South Pacific Ocean, weather permitting. The first location in continental North America will experience the totality is Mexico's Pacific coast around 11:07 a.m. Pacific time. The period of totality here in DFW is going to be about 4 minutes, and it's going to be pretty cool. The next total eclipse that can be seen from the lower 48 won't be until August of 2044, and it'll only be visible 2044, and it'll only be visible in Canada and in parts of Montana and North Dakota.
Well, I saw that last one when I was like hanging out with my buddy in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a full one, but even then it got like dark as hell. I was like, this is pretty cool. And
this is going to be like, it's going to go from day to night back to day in like probably 15 minutes.
No, it was cool experiencing it in Texas the last time it rolled through, but it it was only 80%, I think, like when it rolled through, and it made it like I like walked outside. I was like, it seems like the moonlight. It was like this moonlight coming down, and that's 80%. I can only imagine seeing 100%. It's like just dark during the middle of the day.
And this is going to be in the middle of my day. This is going to be lunchtime for me.
I ordered a bunch of those
Goggles and shit.
glasses. The glasses, yeah, because I know like the last time, what was it? Virginia had that eclipse come through, and everyone was trying to find them glasses, and no one could find them on Amazon or anything like that. And like people were charging like $300.
They're very plentiful now, so get them now.
Yes.
Because
I'll be the asshole that'll be like, "Hey, you want to see the sun? Here's, give me $50."
Yeah. But you don't want to give me $50? Look at the fucking sun, you dumbass.
I'm a capitalist. I'll make my money. I don't give a shit.
And we're going to talk about that here in just a second.
Ooh.
About capitalism here. Period of totality. It's going to be pretty cool. 2044. It's estimated that 4 million people will be traveling to various locations in just Texas to experience the eclipse. Eclipse cartographer Michael Zeller said that it's going to be likely the most viewed astronomical event in American history. When you combine the populations of Mexico, USA, Canada, that live inside the path of totality, and add all of those other who will travel on Eclipse Day, a total of 50 million North Americans witnessing totality is possible. Central and North Texas hotel prices are soaring for the night before the eclipse. Prices that were normally $300 are now $1,000 a night.
There you go.
Even prices on Airbnb are spiking. It's nuts, dude. There's like preemptive states of emergency by mayors and shit. There's going to be some crazy shit going on. Not crazy stuff, but it's just you're going to go from complete daylight to complete darkness, back to complete daylight. There's going to be science crews out there, and there's science sites out there that are like, okay, sign up with us and then just record where you are, and here's, geolocate yourself. And they just want to see, the sun's out, the sun is gone, and all of a sudden the crickets come out, the birds are silent, and they just want an audio, recording of the eclipse, just to hear what nature is doing. It's kind of cool, man. It is cool. Total eclipse. I mean, there's partial. I've witnessed several partial eclipses. I've never witnessed a total eclipse. I don't think so in my life.
Yeah, the one I saw in Texas they called it the Ring of Fire because it wasn't considered a total eclipse, but it blocked it out. But I didn't have any of the cool glasses, so I took 6 pairs of sunglasses and made me a ghetto welding glass. I was like, all right, well.
I was gonna say if you got a welding helmet, you can just slap that thing on and just go to town.
Well, that's the one that went through Virginia or whatever it was back in 2000. Was it 16, 17 time frame they were talking about? And I was just like, I couldn't look at it. And I'm at a gas station, and there's a trucker out there. He had a welding helmet on. And I was like, do you mind if I look through that real quick? He's like, no, go ahead, take a look at it. I popped it down. I was like, oh, that's cool. And handed it back to him. All right. But, I mean, it's cool to look at, but, I mean, all you really got to do is if you're really resourceful is stand under a tree and you can watch the whole thing if it's got leaves on it.
I think the last one that I saw, I did the leaf thing, and then I had the box and I poked a hole in it so I can see it projected onto my brick on the outside of my house.
Picture from that eclipse last year, I think, still sitting on my phone, where I was just staring at the concrete and I was watching the whole thing.
Yeah, you just watch. It's just weird shadows. Really weird shadows.
It's a cool event. And I would like to be out there in Texas to watch it. But
Yeah, it's
don't
just
do that.
it's coming right through. I mean, we're gonna get like almost 4 minutes of total darkness.
Was it Delta Airlines or American Airlines?
Spirit is actually offering
Spirit.
flights to view the maybe Southwest too.
I don't know if they were doing one that was like gonna follow the path from like point A to point B to where you can just like watch it be dark. I don't know.
Holly said it's pretty cool. The birds quit chirping, the crickets start chirping, and then the birds started chirping again. She said it was pretty cool. And it's 4 minutes, 4 minutes of total darkness. It's just cool. I geek out on the science stuff. Back in Mayan days, it was like, oh my gosh, you've angered the gods. We need to sacrifice like animals and virgins and whatnot.
Kill all the people until the sun comes.
That's why that pit down in Mexico is full of dead bodies because of eclipses and shit. So speaking of science, let's talk about the lunar lander.
Oh yeah, I heard a story. I didn't really get into that. Huh?
So on February 22nd, the Odysseus lander made it to the moon. They finally made it to the moon. Their flight path was 4 or 5 days, maybe a week or whatever. But Intuitive Machines had initially described Odysseus as being, it's called Odie or whatever they called it. They said that it landed in an upright position, but the company's CEO said data later showed that the spacecraft was likely tilted on its side after having caught one of its feet on a rock. The spacecraft remained stable. It didn't crash. It remained stable with its solar panels catching sunlight and fully charging all of the batteries. Some experimental technology and payloads from NASA had been deployed, and they were successfully transmitting their data back to Earth, which also checked off some key mission objectives. Today, Odysseus powered down. They shut off everything just because they're done. It was a mostly successful mission and it is now complete. Now they need to work on sticking the fucking landing next time.
Why would you shut it down though?
Well, I think they checked all the boxes they needed to check, so they just shut it down. Maybe they shut it down to maybe like on Mars, light it up later on.
I would have just left it running.
Get all the data. Well, that fucking helicopter, that fucking helicopter on Mars is beat to shit. It's never going to fly again. It's missing a blade.
That's done. That's been done. Didn't Japan just recently land one on the moon too?
They tried.
Did that fail?
Let me see. Let me think.
Because India did one too just recently.
India did one. I don't believe that they did it. It's just because all their graphics and videos suck. And it looks like really bad 16-bit graphics. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying it looks really bad.
Moonlander denier.
Yeah, I'm a moonlander denier. So I've got this thing. So, and this is the reason why the fucking lunar lander fucking capsized is because of fucking caveman right there. I had to put that on there just because. Whatever. It's not because they landed crooked or a rock. It was because Captain Caveman tipped it over. Should I put that down low? Should I, doink? Like this guy?
Use that. What was that little alien Martian guy from Looney Tunes? Yeah.
Oh, fucking Marvin the Martian.
Yes. With a stick of dynamite,
So frickin' Russia, damn it, dude. Every time I think that everything is kind of chilling out, Russia, fucking Putin, freaking Vladimir Putin just starts, squawking and shit. I hate this stuff, man. Putin seems to be acting a little bit more like a little Kim Jong-un lately. A video released by Russian state media showed a huge ass 75-foot tall weapon being fired from a mobile launcher. And it came as Putin stroked his nuclear penis during a rambling 2-hour and 30-minute State of the Nation speech for his Russia countrymen. The 71-year-old tyrant, who looked sickly and unsteady, threatened NATO not to intervene further in the Ukraine. This particular missile is fired from a mobile platform and has a maximum range of 7,500 miles. With the size of Russia, that missile can essentially reach anywhere in the world.
I'm reading the math on this, right? It says the ballistic missile is 100 times more powerful than Hiroshima.
The article was, their math was off. Their math was really off.
It's like, that's a 20 megaton yield at that point. That's nuts, dude. I was like, who? That's like taking a BMG, a 50 BMG deer hunting. You don't remember that shit.
Their math, yeah, the math in the articles are really fucked up because it didn't, nothing, you couldn't square the math.
I was just looking at the math and I did it real quick.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's like, this is 1,000,000 times worse than Hiroshima. Oh, is it? I mean, Hiroshima was bad.
I got my little paper here. I did it on my little paper. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that don't make sense. Math it out.
I watched Oppenheimer, finally.
Oh, I saw it the other day, too.
Dude, that is a really good movie.
I had a hard time at the beginning because I didn't really understand. It was like there's a time shift going on. Like they were talking about different times and stuff. And once it clicked in my head, I was like, "Oh, this makes sense." But oh my god,
I appreciate the program inception and then development. Then it's just like, oh, here, have New Mexico, figure something out.
Yes, me and my mother were watching it, and she was asking me a bunch of questions. I was like, "Yeah, Oppenheimer, blah blah blah, bombs, quantum versus relativity, you know."
But then there's, like during that time, I was like, "Oh fuck, Germany figured this out. We need to figure this out too." Germany
had it figured out, but from what I understand, is a scientist that was behind it was like, "I will not let this loose on humanity." He was like the complete opposite. I can't remember what his name was, but he was like, "I know the math behind it. I know how to do it, but I just chose not to do it because he was terrified of what
would become."
Yes.
And same with this whole story is just awesome. If you haven't seen Oppenheimer, dude, spend the $5, watch it on fucking Prime.
You can watch it on Peacock if you got Peacock for free right now. Yes.
Yeah, I spent the $5. That was my Sunday activity last week.
Oh yeah, that's fucking weird. That's fucking really weird. Because that's what we watched last Sunday.
We're synced, man. Our periods are synced.
It's a fucking hive mind, man.
So, do you have any conspiracy theories of the cell phone outage that we experienced allegedly last week?
See, I think it was a solar flare, but people were saying it's not a solar flare.
Oh wait,
and then
I need to show a fucking Putin picture because I replaced his head with the clown one.
Oh,
they've got quite an arsenal.
Oh yeah.
What's most impressive is the one that Poseidon, nuclear armed submarine drone that can cause tidal waves.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
That's fucking awesome. That I'm not saying Putin's awesome. I'm saying that's a pretty awesome weapon.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna take like the last 2-3 years of this Ukrainian war.
Yeah.
And watching some Bradleys smoke one of their best battle tanks. You know. So now,
So I've heard rumors that of course, and this is because of his speech, his State of the Nation speech. Do you think Moldova is in the crosshairs for like a strike? Because they're like in the middle of everything.
See,
Way down south. Ukraine would be spared. So Russia could get Ukraine. Moldova is kind of in a niche down in the middle. I've just heard Moldova is on the strike list.
The one that I've been iffy about is France talking about putting boots on ground in Ukraine as a quote unquote support force, and that bothers me because, you know, France's national flag is the flag of surrender.
Right.
But why all of a sudden are all these countries being like, we're gonna put boots on ground? Like, what really is going on that we're not hearing about? Huh?
Well, I think it's more important for them. Anybody in the EU, anybody in that region, it's like them. It's like them. This is like it. You know, if Canada started acting up, I think we would be on defense, just in case. But you know, now the EU's got to be on defense because
they don't have guns.
I know they got our guns. We are Canada's defense force.
Yes, their military has guns, but their people don't have guns. So what are you talking about?
Unless it's for hunting, don't you know? You gotta shoot the moose.
I thought they changed that thing. I thought they changed the law to only natives could own, like indigenous, could own hunting rifles.
We're gonna
you
fuck you up with our bows and arrows, don't you know?
With the bows and arrows, don't you?
I can hit you. I'm gonna sting your head. It's gonna hurt like a bitch.
We're gonna say sorry 1,000 times and make you forget what you were doing.
And then we'll say sorry.
Give you some maple syrup.
Oh, dude! Now I need to watch Super Troopers.
Yes, the second one I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I've got them both on DVD, man. They're awesome. Every once in a while, I'll pop them in. Fucking Canada. Sorry.
Leonard Kenny is another one I need to sit down and watch.
Gosh.
Everyone says it's great,
I tried to watch it, and I'm like, boy, this is stupid. Man, I am losing brain cells. But I think I'm at that point in my life where I could afford to lose like a couple.
Mind rot is acceptable at this point.
Just because there's so many seasons. There's like 11 seasons of Letterkenny.
It's like South Park. I didn't realize.
Dude,
South
I
Park
will
was
watch
like
South Park.
26 or 27 seasons.
Okay, I don't have the Comedy Channel, but I bought a Vizio TV, and if you hit Pluto, you can watch
Pluto.
like all of the old South Park episodes or the Beavis and Buttheads. And that's
the mind rot I could never get into as a kid was the Beavis and Butthead because it just made no sense to me. 0 sense.
That came out. I was in the Army when that came out. Yeah,
like,
and dude, they would have a 24-hour Moranathon, and we would just buy beer, sit in a room, smoke cigarettes, and watch endless episodes of Beavis and Butthead.
Like the only thing MTV I remember like really getting into was like Celebrity Deathmatch, and I think that was like right after Beavis and Butthead became a thing, and that was dope. But
all right, moving on. Let's talk about conspiracy theories for the cell phone outage.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it. We were talking about it. My bad.
So here is a pictorial on the cell phone outage. An outage hit cell phone networks on Thursday and Friday last week, with AT&T being the worst. It makes sense since AT&T is the #1 provider in the United States and probably the world. Verizon and T-Mobile were also affected, only because they use AT&T's towers and stuff. Yeah. The largest hit areas were New York City, Chicago, Fort Worth, Dallas, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Boston, Miami, Tampa, Columbus, and Charlotte. I didn't notice anything. I don't. My phone's like I can't take my phone, where I work. So I didn't notice shit.
Yeah, you and a skiff. Yeah.
So the initial reports were because of a sunspot activity. Another idea floated out that there was a Chinese hack, and the latest explanation, which is likely the cause, was a software update took everything down, and that's acceptable. It's an acceptable reason. I don't know if it is the reason. It's acceptable. What do you think? Being a software guy,
I'm not a software guy.
How would you affect an entire region, like an entire population of users, based on a software update, which is the only thing that causes me,
See, okay, you say a software update, and that bugs me a little bit because they're not following proper protocols.
Why would you do a software update in the beginning of the day?
Well,
do it overnight when no one's,
You did, well, I mean, it hit at 4:00 in the morning, so that was kind of overnight. But the thing about it is before you push your software updates out, you should have like a standalone network, quote unquote, to test this out to see if there's any issues.
Like you're here now.
Yes.
Everything works,
but
you need to make it quick to not uninstall, but just like roll back the update.
That's what the standalone networks are for. Is like I need to test an update, so I've got the network. It's not connected to anything. It's at the current software update. I throw a new update on there and test it out to see what the hell's happening before it spreads through the entire network. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and no one admitted they were hacked.
No,
AT&T came out and said it was because of a software update.
No, I don't believe that. But that's just my opinion on it. I think it was a solar flare, and they're just not admitting to it.
I would believe the solar flare. I wouldn't believe the Chinese hack. I wouldn't believe a hack, only because
not that massive. Not that massive. The solar flare thing is scary, and that's why they downplay it, because our entire infrastructure is a very, very vulnerable. I can't even talk right now to the solar radiation at that point. I think that day they said they had an R3 event. Solar storm hit, and that's enough to knock out telecommunications, satellite communications, all that shit.
And that just doesn't affect big companies. That affects everyone.
Everything.
Me and you and everybody else.
And the thing about it is there's this awesome webpage called Down Detector. I don't think they keep the records that far back, but if you can look on like Reddit and stuff like that, around 4:00, midnight, 4:00 time frame, everything started going down on Down Detector. It was not even just like the networks. It was video games like Steam, Helldivers, all this stuff that started like Twitter, Twitch, whatever the hell you call it.
It wasn't just cellular networks. So.
There was a massive spike at around one time, and it just dipped down real quick. And so AT&T just couldn't figure out how to deal with their shit. They drug their legs on it, is what I think.
Holly mentions, do you remember the AT&T building in Nashville on Christmas morning?
Yes, I was about to mention that, Holly. We don't talk about that conspiracy.
I don't want to get blocked or flagged, but I mean, there's so much other things. There are so much in the other category that explain these things, as well as, it was Bob doing a software update.
I mean, I've taken networks down by accident because I've accidentally flipped like fiber optics back in the day had like two little prongs, and they weren't color coded or had the dummy proof shit. So I accidentally flipped them around and shut a network down for about like 45 minutes to an hour.
So you were the dummy.
Well, it was. Oops.
Oh, damn.
I figured it out because I kept a log of like what I was doing, and I had to go back and like backtrack. That's how you troubleshoot. Is like, I did this.
What did I do exactly?
Yeah, and oh crap, I flipped the freaking cable, and that caused a network outage. So yeah, that could have happened, but I highly doubt that. I really think it was a solar flare, and they don't want to talk about it because, like I said, our infrastructure is a very like we were talking about that earlier. Power cables not buried under the ground. Like, why are we still not? We keep sticking them up in the air.
You can get taken out by a tree in a windstorm.
Yeah. And okay, you got a solar flare that punctures through the ionosphere and shoots things out, huh? And I don't know. You got me on a rant that I can't even explain at the moment.
But all they got to do is take the cartridge out, blow on it.
That was a myth too. That's a big myth.
I know, but it makes you feel good though when it works. Yep.
All you did was reset the cartridge. You didn't realize it. You just pull it out, stick. Oh, you're not helping.
No, but we are. We are. Crypto. How's your crypto account doing, bro?
That douche was flying.
Dude,
today,
it
man.
is. I sold all mine. I got like pissed off, and I'm like, fuck these guys, and I sold it all. So I don't have any Dogecoin.
I just hold on to shit. I've still got some what was it, Chibu that's floating around. It's just whatever.
Shiba Inu.
Bought it and just gonna hold on to. I bought it. As a novelty at that point. Huh?
My purchase is a novelty. I spent $2,500 because that's what I could afford to lose. And I bought it, and it went down. It went up, and it went down. I think I was up to probably $35,000, and then it dropped back down to the point that where it originated from. And now I'm back up to 10 grand. I'm like, oh my God.
That's with me with my douche. I bought it at a certain point, and I'm not going to sell it until it at least triples what it's at.
I've got no. I'm gonna have to lose a couple more zeros for me to cash out. But check this out: an Australian man has gone into hiding after an erroneous transfer by a crypto exchange saw him pocket hundreds of thousands of dollars. The man received $995,000 after trading on the trading platform Rhino Trading. They mistakenly added an extra zero to his funds. He cashed out, and they added an extra zero, and he said, I'll take
Your
it,
fault.
thank you.
Nah.
Court record shows that the erroneous transaction happened on January 25th of 24, and Rhino Trading didn't discover the mistake until February 4th. During that period, a 37-year-old man transferred most of the money out of his account, making almost $500,000 in profit. Seeing his account grow mysteriously, he decided to cash out the funds from Rhino Trading. The man converted his crypto into Tether's UDST and moved them slowly, hitting his daily maximum withdrawal of $100,000 for 10 days. $100,000 a day for 10 days. By the time Rhino Trading discovered the error, he moved $956,000 from the platform. Rhino Trading quickly put the quash on that, and he blocked further withdrawals from the account. Efforts to reach the man have been unsuccessful. I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker's a ghost. You're not going to find this guy. It's only $1 million, but I say only $1 million.
Yeah, I could do some damage with $1 million.
Right. So let's just say all of a sudden you have an ill-gotten gain of $1 million and you disappear. At your age, $1 million is going to last you, what, 10 years? 15 years? 15 years at the most? And I'm not talking about,
if I'm stretching it out.
and I'm not talking about, making investments and shit like that. It's just, if you're going to live on, let's say $50,000 a year, that'll last you 20 years.
$1 million in the Philippines or Vietnam would stretch it out really good.
Right. I mean, you have to go to Belize or something.
No, they speak English in Belize. So
Or
that's perfect.
Thailand. Go to Thailand. You can live like a king for a long time. So in more crypto news, in the last decade, the United States has seized tens of thousands of Bitcoin.
Oh, I saw this.
From several criminal enterprises, most notably the dark web, Silk Road. Hackers that have stolen billions of dollars of digital assets from the crypto exchange Bitfinex in 2016. It's estimated that the American government possesses over 194,000 Bitcoin. At several points, the United States government has sold off small portions of Bitcoin holdings. In January, it announced that its intention to sell $117 million worth of Bitcoin seized from a convicted drug trafficker who operated on the Silk Road. They probably should have held that longer than January. I mean, in January, Bitcoin was priced at about $39,000 per coin. Today,
almost pushing 60 now.
Today, it hit over $63,000.
Ooh, hold up. Where's my phone?
Yeah. Today it hit over 63,000. I don't know what it is now.
Now look at this. Hold on. If it's that high, I gotta sell some shit real quick. 62.
Is it down to 62 what?
62K. 62,000 is what's sitting at right now. Dude's just pushing 14 cents.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
What the hell is going on with the crypto market?
I don't know. I don't know why. I know I know that it is, but I don't know why. There's a halving coming up for Bitcoin. So whatever it reaches, you're going to, it's like a stock split. It's going to, divide by 2.
Well, it's because NVIDIA announced their new chip is what it is. I guarantee you that's what it is. Because the other day, my mom came home from work or whatever. She's like, I heard on the news, like, there's some chip company. And I was like, whoop, jumped on. And I invest heavily in NVIDIA because they're into the whole AI, GPU kind of shit. And NVIDIA over the last, week has, that's 2%. Over the last month has gone up 26%.
NVIDIA?
NVIDIA, yes. The graphics.
Damn.
So there was probably some news about like how this new GPU can do all this shit, and all the miners are like, we can make some money. We can make a lot of money. We can farm this shit out of this shit.
But even not douche, but Shiba Inu, I'm like, holy fuck! I went from having like I was sitting at $2,500 and now I'm at almost 10 grand. I'm like, oh God, do I sell? Do I sit? I'm gonna sit because I don't care about it.
Well, sell what you put into it so that way you break even.
I already did. I've already broken even.
Shiba Inu, what's that sitting at now?
Shiba 0.00001. It was 1.5 before the show. 0.00015.
Fucked up. I was sitting on 7 million of them, and I dumped them because I was like, I gotta put this money somewhere up.
Yeah, I've got like half a billion, 470 something million, freaking whatever the fucks. Fart bucks. They're all fart bucks, man. But fuck it.
Jumped up, it's gonna dump down. Now's not the time to buy. Now time's to dump. That's the best way to do it. If it's up and you made money on it, dump it out. That's my advice. But I'm not a financial.
If it hits advisor. 10, yeah, I'm not a financial advisor too. If it hits 10, I'm gonna dump. If it hits 10 and I witness it, I'll dump it. How about
I had
that?
like 700 million of those things, and I was like, I gotta get rid of these things. I need to reinvest. Even though my reinvestment made me more money than that would have. So,
so you're a disabled veteran, right?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
What would you say if someone came out and said, no, you're no longer entitled to your disability because we have video of you doing things and stuff that you say that you couldn't do?
I would probably shoot them.
So, here we go. Once upon a time, a woman whose name is Camilla Grabska entered a contest. The competition was to see how far they can throw a 5-foot tall spruce tree, a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like a post-Christmas fun. How far can you throw that fucking tree? Camilla didn't win. In fact, she ended up losing $800,000. You see, a year previous, Camilla was in a car accident. She sued the insurance company, claiming the accident caused her debilitating neck and back injuries and prevented her from holding down a job for 5 years and left her unable to carry her young children or complete household chores.
Mm-hmm.
Camilla claimed that she had been bedridden nearly half the day, every day, and she began to receive disability payments along with $500,000 to make up for her future lost wages. That sucks. But unfortunately for Camilla, the press was present at the tree throwing competition. The footage soon surfaced, and the insurance company noticed, and they took her back to court, and the judge ruled against Camilla. She lost 100% of her settlement. She was on disability, and then she goes into a tree yeeting competition.
Oh, so this is like Social Security disability kind of shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's 37. She was injured in, I think this was in Ireland.
I see the IE in the background,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing Ireland. Yeah.
So she she was in an accident. She did get injured. And then she said, I can't do all these things. And then they gave her a settlement. And then she goes and tries to yeet trees. And someone saw it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, well, that's her dumbass fault.
I'm like, yeah, if you're fucking disabled, be disabled. Don't fucking yeet trees for fun.
I mean, did you sign a contract?
He's on a date, man. Is it a woman? Is it a woman?
It's his hand.
Oh, okay. All right, Heath, you and your hand have a good time, bro.
Tell Mary Palmer I said hello. I'm just joking, dude. Don't get offended. Not trying to be mean. I'm just making jokes. Calm down.
Just trying to have a good time. So what do you think, man? I mean, you think this would ever like filter down into like veterans' disabilities? Like, dude, you're a veteran with 100% disability because of your back.
That's what I was getting into it. It was like with the VA, you join the military, you sign a contract with them, right? And they guarantee you that any injuries or whatever is guaranteed payment at that point. So your back's jacked up. So they prove that your back is jacked up. And I decided to be a dumbass and go and try. If my back is jacked up, I'm not trying to throw a tree, first of all.
Right.
But if I throw the tree and someone took pictures, oh, his back's good. No, his back's jacked up. He's just being a dumbass, and we've got proof of this shit. No?
Well, you know, American lawyers are good at that. They can do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's certain things you shouldn't do. There's certain, like some people get disability high rating for mental reasons, shit like that.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Follow the person around, make sure he's not talking to himself?
Or you get a disability rating, and you're fucked up, but you think that you can do this again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do that all the time. I go to try to lift some shit. I'm like, oh, God, my back.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Like, I've got a bruise on my hip. I still can't figure out where it came from because apparently I tried to do something and I bumped something. And I get this massive purple bruise on my hip.
I coughed wrong.
Dude, I coughed wrong one time, and I thought my balls were gonna fall out of my.
You know what's fucked up? If I feel the need to sneeze, I will. I'll like, okay, drop everything. I'll brace myself, and I go achoo, and I'm like, okay, I'm good, and I'll pick my shit up and continue
I'll
on.
force myself not to sneeze. I'm like. Sometimes you sneeze too hard and you shit yourself. I'm sorry, it happens.
I'm pretty good, and that's based on my I will drop everything and then brace myself, sneeze or cough or whatever I got to do, and then I'll continue mission. Hell, fuck yes.
You shit yourself, you're done for the day. That's my rule in
Dude,
life.
I get to go home. I get to go home.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Nothing else is happening today. I shit myself. I'm going home. I'm cleaning myself up. I'm gonna sit and watch TV and drink coffee and contemplate why the fuck am I so incompetent?
All right.
What brought me to this point in my life?
Am I gonna die next week? I have no fucking idea. What does this mean? And you start Googling fucking shit, and you're like, oh goddamn, I guess I got cancer.
WebMD. You die.
Dude, fucking just stay away from that shit. All right, everybody. I think we're going to go. It's been a great night. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We got a lineup here. We got a lineup, and it's a full lineup. We got the sports bar coming up on Sunday, Monday edition on Monday. Yes, Ice is back. Pop Culture is going to be here on Tuesday. Smoke Pit on Wednesday. Sergeant's Time with Ice is going to be here on Thursday. And then, oh, damn, I'm going to do this shit again.
Shame.
Shame. I'm not going to be here this Friday. So we got guests and shit. So this Thursday we've got Hots and Cots coming up. Hots and Cots was developed by veterans. They are born of a... Hots and Cots was born as a community-driven project with the Army subreddit community, developed by active duty military personnel and veterans passionate about improving the quality of life for service members. Hots and Cots is a trusted community for service members to post reviews on DFACs and barracks, which is awesome. And what I think they ought to do is post reviews on like S1s, S2s, S3s. What is S4? S4 is personnel.
Why?
S1 is personnel. S2 is security.
S4 is supply. S6 is commo. S3 is operations.
So I think they ought to like post reviews on all of those.
S5 is chaplain.
Chaplain.
I might be wrong.
How much Jesus you got?
Hey, dude, my chaplain in my first unit was a hardcore dude, man.
Dude, these chaplains are like, they go to chaplain that route just to go fuck. And it's the off-ramp of their careers, but it's not a slight decline. It's just like a very, like a less than slight decline. They still want to serve, but they've stacked bodies.
Chaplain Kim was my chaplain Kim was ROK, Republic of Korea.
Yeah.
He was a soldier for a long time, and then he came to the States.
Dude, fucking ROK soldiers are awesome. Yes.
And then he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be a chaplain. I was like, all right, cool guy. Love the man to death. If he's still around, I haven't talked to him forever.
Look him up. Look him up, man.
I have to. He was a great guy. I love that man to death.
The cool thing about chaplains is they're just dudes you can talk to, or women. I've never met a woman chaplain, but you can just talk to them. They're more like counselors, like really like in the moment counselors.
Walk up and shoot the shit.
Yeah. They'll connect with you. They're good. Anyway, that's the rundown for this next week. And I've got some. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out until the end of March. March 29th, I think, is my next show. Our next show. I'm going to be going to Montana to like ski and visit with my kids and shit. So I'll be gone for a while. And when I come back on the 29th, I'm going to have some outstanding, fucking awesome news for you. And, yeah. So you got any parting words for us, Mr. Pookie?
Like I always say, don't drink and drive. Don't beat your spouse. Don't kick your dog. And just be safe.
Make good decisions. Just make good decisions.
If you have to think about it more than once, you might be in the wrong.
Or just, like, fuck, this sounds like a great idea. Okay.
No.
Take 10 seconds to go, okay. Ramifications. Should I drink and drive? No. I should take an Uber. Or call a friend. Hey, come pick me up.
Uber is cheaper than a DUI. I will tell you that right now.
Dude, $50 is cheaper than $10,000 any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Okay, here's our lineup for the week, and we are out of here, man. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us, and love y'all. Shots.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. It's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.